Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Tonight we have a good show, so you might want to grab a glass of water, a glass of wine, a cup of coffee, or some popcorn. And let's get right in. Okay, so we have China throws its weight behind AI and blockchain as it aims to be the world's tech. China, once seen as an imitator when it came to technology, is now looking to become a global leader in areas from blockchain to artificial intelligence. At East Tech West, CNBC's premier technology conference held in the Nansha district of Guangzhou, China, the AI, blockchain, fintech, and the future of smartphones will be among the topics discussed. China has turned on China has turned on its next generation 5G mobile networks while President Xi Jinping threw his weight behind blockchain technology. All right, we're going to browse through some of the information here. If you are looking at your screen, feel free to come back on your own time and read all the information if you would like. As always, the information will be in the description below so that you can further research and read as much as you would like. We're skipping right down to the story on fintech of this article. In China, financial technology is booming. Global investment in fintech ventures more than doubled in 2018 to $55.3 billion, with China accounting for around 46% of that figure, according to Accenture. And that's something you're going to remember in your head again, Accenture. The country is home to some of the world's biggest fintech firms, such as Alibaba, affiliate Ant Financial, and those again, Alibaba and Ant Financial, are also very critical to remember, which runs the popular Alipay, again you will remember that name, mobile payments app. Mobile payments, or paying with a scanned code on your phone, is one area in which China has led the way. Alipay and Tencent own WeChat Pay, and again those are familiar if you know XRP. All partners with XRP and Ripple. Alipay and Tencent owned WeChat Pay can be used all over the country, from big department stores to street stalls. Cash is dead in China, so are credit cards. Rebecca Fannin, author of Tech Titans of China. But these services are also known as super apps because within the platform, users are able to get other products, from microloans to wealth management products. They have provided a way for Chinese consumers to bypass the banks to some extent. China's mobile payment market is most advanced in the world. Alipay and WeChat Pay are two tech titans in this space. Fannin said, "Cash is dead in China, so are credit cards." Henry Arslanian, chairman of the FinTech Association of Hong Kong, said the technology firms that have been driving innovation in financial services, something he calls TechFin. What's really interesting for us is that the real innovation from a TechFin perspective happened not only in Silicon Valley, but really happened here in Asia, in China in particular. Arslanian told CNBC in an East Tech West preview show, for many banks around the world, when they want to see what is the disruption coming ahead, what can really disrupt their business, they don't look at Silicon Valley now, but they rather look at China and Asia. But Chinese fintech has often moved faster than the regulators. Now regulators are putting frameworks in place to have a better grasp on what's going on to help China maintain a leading position in fintech. Earlier this year, China's central bank issued a 3-year fintech development plan with the aim of making China the world leader in fintech. When we come here, Tencent to pump $2 billion into Ripple XRP and more banks are in. I'm not going to go too heavily into this article, but just to show from the previous article that Tencent is a major supporter of XRP and Ripple. Tencent Holding Limited is Asia's most valuable company that is constantly growing and evolving. Founded in 1998, the current company market value is $580 billion. It is a conglomerate whose subsidiaries specialize in various internet-related services and products and entertainment, AI and technology in mainland China and the globe. It is the first Asian company to cross the $500 billion mark, and it is willing to pump $2 billion into the Ripple XRP project. Also, we have Alibaba helps get Ripple into the Chinese market. And as I scroll down a little bit into this article, regarding Alibaba, in case you were not aware, it is an online store that is very strong in the Chinese market. The most remarkable about Alibaba is that enable people to easily get stuff from China to a very competitive cost. Now that you already get some background, let's start talking about the main topic in this article. Why help from Alibaba can be so important for Ripple. Alibaba is a company very recognized and founded with a high client volume. Now, 66% of the people that is surfing on the web is making online shopping. An average of 1,000 million of people make some kind of online shopping. I think some of this, the discrepancy in the language barrier, so part of the mistakes, but I'm going to follow as they have it written. Now let's think, how much do you think Alibaba is selling? It is true it is big, but it is really the big deal, as they say. Between 2015 and 2016, Alibaba sold more volume than even Walmart, who has been the #1 retail seller multiple times at a global level. Only to give you some vision, the Alibaba sales were from more than 478,600 millions, and for sure all these transactions has to be done through a payment method. We as consumers used to use PayPal, debit cards, credit cards, and their associated apps. Imagine all this, almost 500,000 million were processed by using XRP currency. The utilization of the currency itself, for someone with such good reputation as Alibaba, it will increase the credibility and reliability in Ripple company so that everyone will want to invest in Ripple, and as a result, its currency XRP will increase its value. All right, now we're going to move. How easy is it for Ripple XRP to coast China entirely? I have a lot of information here, guys, so please bear with me and be patient as we will finish this, and it will be very revealing and very exciting if you're an investor now. Ripple XRP, the continuous wave of cryptocurrency, is not well grounded in China. Going by the most populous country's alleged possible clampdown on cryptocurrency, with the country implementing stiffer policies to cut the hands of cryptocurrency by banning initial coin offerings, also known as ICOs, and placing embargo on domestic fiat crypto exchanges, restricting citizens from exchange services, including foreign exchange. One can arguably point out that China is not a safe place where cryptocurrency would progress. While the ban has sent many investors out of China beyond our thoughts, many a number of crypto and blockchain ideas still flourish in China, both from citizens and investors from far places. These innovators have not been deterred by governmental forces restricting their innovative capability to what the law of the land actually desires. One of those who see a future in Chinese blockchain industry is Ripple. Ripple is beyond the game of blockchain. The cryptocurrency firm is making landmark achievement in cross-border transfer all over the world. Then how easy is it for Ripple to coast the whole of China? Recently, Ripple aired a partnership with China-based payment services provider Lian before making a cross-border transaction MOU with Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, a move that is poised to saving the country of close to $200 to $400 every year. Lian is a Hong Kong-based payment service provider. It partnered with Ripple to use its blockchain innovations for fast, on-demand cross-border transaction. According to the agreement reached, Lian will use Xcurrent platform for all necessary settlements, giving it the advantage to undergo transaction relation with nearly all Asian banks. Be that as it may, one surprising thing is that it is pronounced, which may stand to deter Ripple from moving ahead in China, was made by Yi Lu, co-founder of SV Insight, a media company that organized on the Blockchain Connect conference held in San Francisco in late January 2018, where Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, spoke. Yi Lu, who was interviewed by Cointelegraph, said, Garlinghouse spoke about how to promote Ripple in the Asian markets. I think that is one thing that is very interesting because you have an audience with a lot of users and token holders in China. But Ripple doesn't have much business in China. They probably can't promote to the Chinese market. Despite the comment, the CEO of Ripple has said coasting China is imminent and not an impossibility again. If it is possible, approaching China can come from Alibaba. Alibaba is regarded as Chinese Amazon. While there have been rumors Alibaba is quietly launching cryptocurrency mining platform, there is no evidence whatsoever to substantiate the rumor. If Ripple could get connected with Alibaba as the only coin on its market square, there is high tendency the coin booms in the crypto space. Alibaba is the Amazon of China. The platform sells goods to mostly all places, including Africa. The population of buyers and sellers keep on increasing on Alibaba. Aside that, Alibaba is also the owner of Alipay, China's most depended upon payment provider. A good collaboration, especially on the use of Xcurrent with Ripple, will favor Alipay and the cryptocurrency platform as well. In the past, some statement credited to the founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma, made it clear that the business mogul knows little about cryptocurrency, and it is not intending to incorporate crypto on the platform. Influential crypto investor like Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, could enlighten the multimillionaire on the favorable output of cryptocurrency. How does Ripple plan to outsmart Chinese regulations? Many opined that due to regulations, Ripple may not be able to get this kind of opportunity in China. Surprisingly, Ripple, according to the firm's head of government and regulatory relations for Asia Pacific, Sagar Sarb, the company is in discussion with financial service providers, regulators, banks, and gets some regulations clarity to be able to flourish in Chinese financial market. This year, you will see more announcements coming in on China in terms of educating and differentiating us from some of the other cryptocurrencies that are still out there. As we speak, our team is strategizing about entering the market, but it's still very early days. In our discussion with China's regulatory bodies so far, this is something that hasn't come up. We're essentially a software company, licensing software to banks and enterprises who want to move money cross-border. If a Chinese bank wants to use our solution and the regulator sees no risk with the solution, I don't see why the government, even in a so-called hostile environment, would have any issue with that. But this is early days in what you call the trade war and hostile environment. And with that statement, I have stated to believe that the trade war will be somewhere in the range of getting China to accept XRP and possibly even getting North America to accept VeChain. I'm seeing more of that as I research between the two of these as we discuss both of them here on this channel. I don't need to continue going into the last couple of paragraphs on that article, as we see, I've begun connecting those together on what they say would get XRP and Ripple into China. Next article, Ripple's XRP or X current solution is used by Alibaba. A blockchain-supported digital wallet has been launched by Ant Financial, Alibaba's payment branch, in June. It was designed to make speedy payments between the Philippines and Hong Kong in the initiatory transfer. TX, the co-founder of Alibaba Group, was part of it. Jack Ma was completed in just a couple of seconds. It was initiated by Miss Mary Grace to the Philippines. And what do we know that can initiate in just a couple of seconds? And it does say, if you want to get in Alibaba, you have to be with Ant Financial. Ant Financial, Ripple ties arise through Standard Chartered. Lately in the XRP community, information has been coming up that Standard Chartered building a new open banking platform called Access. Which is really interesting is that Ant Financial, who is a massive parent company, has appointed Ripple partner Standard Chartered as their core partner bank for its new blockchain cross-border remittance solution. And there you have it. If you want to get into Alibaba, you get into Ant Financial. And you can say it is done. Ripple's blockchain network is now more than 100 strong. And let's go into this really quickly. More than 100 financial institutions have joined Ripple's enterprise blockchain network, RippleNet, to definitively modernize global payments leveraging the full power of blockchain. The newest members of RippleNet include Airwallex, Bex Banco, Credit Agricole Qualix, Currencies Direct, and we do see D Local, IFX, Krungsri, Rackbank, and TransferGo, among others, and they're now on the path to join existing members like SEB and Siam Commercial Bank, who have deployed Ripple solutions commercially. Feel free to read further on your own time, but the important part of that was connecting them back to D Local. Remember that name as we continue. Ripple and Alipay, a Chinese payment giant worth $150 billion, alliance on the cards. There could be a relationship brewing between Ripple and Alipay, the Chinese payment giant that is reportedly worth $150 billion. Alipay is currently the largest payment networks in the world and is presently valued at $150 billion. Excuse me, let me take a quick sip. The company has been the dominant mobile and online payment service provider in China and some parts of Asia. Last year, the company reported that it has over 870 million users, and the number is expected to grow as Alipay venture into other markets. According to the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, Alipay is now looking to venture into the U.S. market. The Ripple exec revealed that high traffic processor has high ambitions for the United States. Alipay has grand ambitions for the United States. I've had conversations with people in the company, and there is a zeal to make it move into the U.S. The company knows that the U.S. is a large economy and they want growth. Alipay has so far built a strong payment system around their world. The $150 billion company has built a secure payment system over the years, but is currently focused around their continent. Ripple could be the company to help the Chinese giant break into the United States market. One sign that points to this happening is the presence of an Alipay Ripple URL, alipay.ripple.com, and we've already begun to connect them as partners. The creation of this subdomain has sparked a conversation among XRP loyalists, with some of them pointing out that only Ripple.com domain has the power to create the alipay.ripple.com subdomain, and Ripple would just do that if there's a partnership between the two companies or something similar to that. Obviously, we know there is a connection. Ant Financial is a global company. There's a notion that Alipay is designed just for the Chinese. It is worthy to note that neither Alibaba nor Ant Financial are exclusively for Chinese. Ant Financial is a global company that is composed of apps, APIs, and analytics which help with finances. The company grew its market by focusing on two critical financial trends in China: mobile payments and money markets funds for consumers in the middle of last year. The company raised $14 billion in a funding round, which brought its market evaluation to $150 billion, making Ant Financial the 9th largest internet company in the world. Its estimate last year saw it become the 10th largest banking group in the world, overtaking some giant firms such as Goldman Sachs, the Royal Bank of Canada, Santander, and many more. I'll add, and many more partners of XRP. And as we just showed, the Ant Financial is also working and absolutely loves Ripple and XRP. If there should be a partnership between these two ambitious players, then it would be that one that could change the global banking and financial system. Ant Financial has been one of the fastest growing financial companies in the world, and combining their extensive database and resources with Ripple's technology, money transfer would be carried out in a quicker, cheaper, and more convenient manner. Ripple has been rolling out products that would make cross-border and local money transactions faster, easier, and cheaper for financial solutions. Ripple XRP has become the most popular cryptocurrency in the US due to the progress made by Ripple and paving the way for Alipay to make its entry into the country. Could further boost the adoption of the cryptocurrency. At the moment, there is no concrete evidence that the two companies are working together, but if it happens, then Ripple XRP could be on its way to massive global adoption. And obviously what this article doesn't know is that we've already connected them. Back to Ant Financial, Ripple ties arise through Standard Charter. I will come back to a little bit more in this article. Also back in 2018, Dilip Rao hinted at XRP possibly being leveraged by Alipay. At least that is the conclusion the community came up with. Alright, so let's get into the meat and potatoes. Take a look at the images below provided by @XRP Owl. Standard Chartered is making it clear that Ripple will be provided as an external gateway through this open banking application. This next slide displays the fact that zero human touch is required in the service chain and that human interaction is only required for sales, advice, or issue handling. It also seems to say that it should only take about 3 to 5 seconds. If that is what they mean by attention span, I certainly know an asset that has similar settlement times. And again, Ant Financial appointed access by Standard Chartered for its new blockchain cross-border remittance solution. So the platform that Alipay is connecting to is Ripple enabled. Perhaps Alipay won't be the only institution connecting to this platform. Are the puzzle pieces coming together, or is this just wild speculation? But we've already connected those for you, so there is no guessing. Standard Charter completes strategic investment in Ripple. And you can see all the way back to 2016, they had invested in Ripple. Standard Chartered Bank has announced that it has made a strategic investment in Ripple, a leading distributed ledger company. This investment will further accelerate the bank's digitization agenda in the area of distributed ledger technology as it explores new ways of adding value to its clients and the industry. Alex Manson, Global Head, Transaction Banking, Standard Charter, said, "Digitization is a key priority for the bank to facilitate trade, commerce, and investment. We can better serve our clients by connecting business communities in a more efficient way. Ripple is one of the most advanced distributed ledger technology companies in the world with immense experience in financial services and compliance. Through this investment, we can leverage Ripple's expertise and co-develop more commercially viable applications to support the evolving needs of our clients and their ecosystems." Let me widen this a bit. Pardon me, guys. Just make it a little easier for both of us here. Standard Chartered will be given an observer board seat at Ripple, allowing the bank the opportunity to drive future collaboration and developments in the industry and produce innovative client solutions across its businesses. Let me do it a little bit wider for you guys, just in case you're checking this out on your cell phones. Ripple CEO and co-founder Chris Larsen said Standard Chartered's commitment to digitization and distributed financial technology complements our vision of a future where value moves as easily as information moves today. With Standard Chartered's investment and continued partnership, we look forward to utilizing their unique network and capabilities to accelerate adoption among financial institutions, liquidity providers, and businesses across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Standard Chartered first partnered with Ripple in December 2015, and it is now 2019, so that's been 4 years, where it successfully completed a proof of concept POC to deliver the world's first application of distributed ledger technology to enhance the overall security of trade finance invoicing. The POC marked a crucial milestone in the digitization journey of trade finance and proves the potential of collaborative development in delivering innovative client solutions. And here we have Standard Chartered plans on extending the use of Ripple XRP network. A multinational company based in London, England, who provides financial and banking services, Standard Chartered, announced their plans to extend their use of Ripple XRP network. Their plan is to provide payments across the border for additional 5 pairs of countries by the year's end. Standard Chartered, a banking company from England, is known for operating a large network that has over 1,200 outlets and branches. The company runs its business in 70 plus countries of the world while providing jobs for more than 87,000 employees. The company is using Ripple. Recently, however, this company decided that their influence can expand even further through a partnership with Ripple XRP. Ripple is known for making connections, if nothing else. It connects exchanges of digital assets, banks, various corporations, as well as many payment providers. They all come into contact with each other through RippleNet, which allows them to transfer money in an instant pretty much anywhere around the globe. The bank's decision to publicly announce its use of Ripple's network came with a goal of unlocking a new trading corridor worth $15 billion. The corridor in question is between Singapore and India, and it is expected to be unlocked in November of this year. Basically, the system's use is mostly for increasing the payment speed. The corporate supply chain of the bank includes a lot of sellers and buyers, and the ability to process their transactions with more speed will be of great use for improving the company's business practices. Plans for the future. Bill Winters, the CEO of Standard Chartered, is a banker from America. He replaced the company's previous CEO, Peter Sands, back in June of 2015. His plans to expand the bank's business through the use of Ripple's network were discussed in the bank's report regarding the Q1 for this year. In it, he dedicated special attention to the bank's investments regarding the innovation and similar initiatives. He stated that the company is using blockchain tech in order to streamline payments across the border. This is, however, only a part of the first corridor that will provide payments live and in real time. I do apologize. This is one of our longest shows, and it is nearly word for word on as much as I can, but I wanted this to have the exact impact that you should realize it has. This is very huge and very important. Some of this is from 2015 all the way to current, but it needed to show the connections that Ripple is under every rock and leaf that you flip and turn over. It is connected to every single person and every financial institution already. Aside of NDAs, I think when they expire, I believe all of this will be public, and I feel that the reason I wanted to put this show out tonight is because I feel it's very critical with so many people really extremely emotional at this moment. And I'm just saying, be patient, hold on, hodl. It is very critical and very important because you're right here near the end to reap the rewards. Sorry for the interruption. I felt that need to be stated. Let's go back in. The corridor in question will be between India and Singapore. And to add to that, we know that has been achieved currently. And it was initiated by the company during the previous year. There are plans to expand these new capabilities to additional 5 pairs of countries, and that is expected to be achieved during this year. Ripple seems to like this idea very much, especially since it includes blockchain tech and decentralized currency. It will allow the bank to use their technology in a somewhat centralized structure. The bank will, of course, take advantage of the fast transactions, but will also manage to keep transactions under control through the use of centralized structures. I'm going to take another quick sip. Mitsubishi Corporation, Krungsri, and Standard Chartered pilot payments from Thailand to Singapore on RippleNet. Adding further, the Standard Chartered is connected to them in many different ways, and as we read in the previous article, so states this next current. Mitsubishi Corporation, Standard Chartered, and Bank Ayudhya, the Krungsri, a Thailand subsidiary of MUFG Bank, jointly announced a pilot test for payments between Singapore and Thailand with Xcurrent. With production volume growing on RippleNet at an exponential rate, this pilot is further marked as a unique milestone by the inclusion of Mitsubishi Corporation. Like many of their Fortune 500 peers, Mitsubishi Corporation is pursuing faster, more transparent and traceable solutions for global liquidity management. Many multinational corporations have to create buffers of liquidity throughout the world, forcing them to sit on pools of idle cash. This dormant capital is subject to foreign exchange, counterparty, and fraud risks, as well as administrative burdens, making cross-border payments even more complicated for these entities. The goal of the pilot is to demonstrate the commercial viability of delivering high-speed cross-border payments between independent banks. As global trade continues to increase, the problems associated with cross-border payments are being experienced by smaller businesses as well. These companies don't have the treasury resources or experience in navigating the pitfalls of today's payment rails. As a result, like much of the consumer market that has turned to fintech companies for cross-border remittances, a growing base of enterprises are turning to fintech providers to address their global payment needs. To maintain a competitive edge, many financial institutions have begun to adopt new technology like Ripple's powered solutions. And then we have Singapore and Canada central banks complete first cross-border blockchain payment. Some of us who have been in here for a while understand this, but I added this also just to show further extension. And as we've mentioned before, JP Morgan using the Ripple process, but I'm throwing it back in on a different angle tonight to show the other partnership, and again to show Ripple and XRP are being used globally. The central banks of Singapore and Canada have successfully used their blockchain networks to send each other digital currency, a joint press release confirmed on May 2nd. As part of the DLT, distributed ledger technology, projects being pursued by both banks, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, the BAS, sent funds to the Bank of Canada, the BOC, without a third party. The process was made possible by linking up two DLT networks, the MAS nascent project Ubin platform and BOC's project Jasper. And we know that Project Jasper was, I believe, under the Sandbox initiative using the XRP, and possibly, I believe, Xcurrent at the time. JP Morgan and accounting giant Accenture, which assisted in the development of the platforms, also partnered with the banks to make the trade possible. And right there, That's as far as we needed to go into this one, showing JP Morgan, the Accenture, and Project Jasper. Ripple and XRP will continue to grow significantly, believes Accenture's global payments lead, as we just read from the previous story, the previous article. According to Gareth Wilson, the managing director of global payments at Accenture, this year will bring even higher gains to Ripple. I'm going to expand this a little bit wider so you have no trouble seeing it if you're looking at your smartphone, your mobile phone. Give me a moment. I'll take another quick sip of my still fresh and warm coffee. Okay. Ripple is definitely one of the most widely recognized leaders of the payment sector, including both domestic and cross-border payments, having entered the industry comparatively not so long ago. It has managed to become a serious competitor to such strong players of the market as Swift, for example. The company offers its innovative solutions that use the blockchain technology and XRP cryptocurrency to ensure low cost and fast global transactions between Ripple's clients. More and more participants from different corners of the world are joining the Ripple net. If earlier the participants of the network used to be small companies and neobanks, now even the major countries' banks have started to express interest in the application of Ripple's tools. And some of the large traditional banks have already implemented them. The leading financial companies as well as cryptocurrency-related firms, as for example global currency exchange Mercury FX, believe in the capacities of Ripple's products. Moreover, a number of experts predict a very bright future for XRP. The head of Japanese SBI Holdings strongly believes that thanks to its use cases that are ensured by Ripple's technology, XRP will become the major world's crypto, surpassing Bitcoin in the nearest future. Gareth Wilson's predictions for 2019. After Gareth Wilson, the managing director of global payments at Accenture, released his predictions for 2019 for the crypto and financial world, it has become known that he is one of those who actively support Ripple and strategy. According to him, this year Ripple can expect major gains as its network will be actively expanding around the world, welcoming new banks and financial institutions. He also expressed his thoughts about Bitcoin and Ethereum. He stated, although most banks will still shun Bitcoin, expect to see cash management products appear that use Bitcoin and Ethereum and are aimed at corporate treasurers. Ripple's network for cross-border transactions will continue to grow significantly, attracting more banks and corporates, leading to rising transaction volumes. He also predicted that more firms would enter in a partnership with Ripple, not only with a view to get connected to its wide network, but also to get access to the XRapid product that utilizes XRP, with a view to source liquidity on demand. And as we know, that has been relabeled to on-demand liquidity, ODL. So banking conglomerates can be more familiar instead of XRP. Wilson also commented the tendency among central banks to issue their own digital currencies. He noted that there can be positive and negative aspects of this trend. Nevertheless, banks should have a clear vision of how they are going to use their digital assets. According to the head of global payments at Accenture, According to the head of global payments at Accenture, in the nearest future, some financial companies and banks will implement biometrics tools to enhance the client experience and ensure a higher level of security. The same tools can be applied by crypto wallet providers. As Wilson mentioned, a lot of great opportunities for Ripple and XRP to grow. Let us also remind that XRP has been recently added to the Coinbase Pro trading platform operated by Coinbase, which is a milestone for the coin. Such a move has had a very positive impact on the coin's price, which has increased by nearly 6% within the last 24 hours. And I was trying to, let me zoom out a little bit. That was from February 26th of 2019, so it's current this year. Leading U.S. crypto exchange expands support for XRP, BAT, XLM, ZRX, and REP. Coinbase, the leading cryptocurrency exchange in the U.S., has extended its Visa debit card services. This card allows shoppers to spend crypto like cash at the checkout and online wherever Visa is accepted. The Coinbase card now supports 5 new cryptocurrencies: XRP, BAT, XLM, ZRX, and REP. That's all we really wanted to go into that article. Was basically Coinbase now has a card using XRP. Royal Bank of Canada says Ripple and XRP can save financial institutions 46% per payment. Now I've connected all of the, I would say, enormous and tremendously huge financial using and financial based institutions at the beginning, and I'm only adding to with these additional as we finish off the rest of these articles. Again, the Royal Bank of Canada says Ripple and XRP can save them financial institutions 46% per payment. A report from the Royal Bank of Canada says Ripple and XRP can save banks and financial institutions a significant amount of time and money. According to the report, blockchain at large can address pain points in the remittance industry by removing middlemen, reducing cost, and increasing transparency. When it comes to Ripple and XRP specifically, the Royal Bank of Canada points to both Ripple's suite of software products and the XRP ledger as examples of how blockchain can disrupt the industry. Ripple created an open-source, peer-to-peer decentralized protocol with a network of participating financial institutions, RippleNet, and a series of individual technology solutions including payment processing, xCurrent, liquidity support, xRapid, and payment access, xVia. And we know those are all now considered on-demand liquidity. While not necessary for xCurrent and payment processing, we believe that it is helpful to use the complete solution as an example of how blockchain could disrupt the remittance market, including the use of XRP and its corresponding ledger. In this solution, XRP is used as a bridge asset, meaning that it is a store of value that can be transferred between parties without a central counterparty, and thus support liquidity between any two currencies. As a result, banks can consolidate their liquidity into one XRP account instead of holding local currency in accounts around the world. By making markets directly between banks, domestic currencies, and XRP, banks minimize the number of intermediaries. And the rest, you feel free to read on your own if you're interested in more. Coinbase card adds XRP and launches in 10 more European countries. As we got into that, Coinbase Visa debit card has expanded support for 5 more cryptocurrencies and 10 new jurisdictions. The firm announced in 2 separate tweets on November 14th, launched in April 2019. Coinbase card now supports a total of 9 cryptocurrencies and 29 countries in Europe. According to the new announcement, Coinbase card is now available in Bulgaria, Croatia, Denmark, Hungary, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Poland, Romania, and Sweden. So I think that is another step forward. I wanted to finish off with 2 major news articles. Ripple helped increase XRP liquidity to $200 million a day, from Ethan Beard. Senior Vice President of Ripple's Spring, Ethan Beard featured in an interview with Abra CEO Bill Barheit to share the firm's latest developments and announcements, aiming at improving the XRP ecosystem. Highlighting the company's focus on delivering simplicity, Beard stated that Spring is primarily developing tools that will make it easy for developers to write code and actually integrate money, fiat, and cryptocurrency into their applications. Summarizing Spring's ongoing initiatives, he said, "We have a top-down strategy which is working directly with financial institutions, providing them enterprise software that's really customized for their world and lets them tap into the power of XRP." Furthermore, the entrepreneur spoke of the Ripple MoneyGram partnership, stressing on how it leverages XRP to deliver seamless cross-border payments. Ripple's business changed when XRP liquidity increased, he added. Owing to Ripple's indulgence into the crypto space, Beard claimed the XRP's liquidity shot up from $100,000 a day to up to $200 million on any given day. Beard said, Ripple, also works close with the market makers to make sure there's adequate liquidity for the transactions that are coming through. One of the keys is just not spiking the system where you are moving prices. Additionally, Beard highlighted the fact that although XRP will power cross-border payments internally, there's no need for someone to know that there's cryptocurrency involved, something which is quite similar to users sending an email without understanding SMTP. While the value of Ripple network remains modest, Beard speculated that the network will grow exponentially, as evidenced by the growth of other historical networks, including fax machines. And as we always say, most people don't care what happens at the bank. They just want to know they can put their money in. It will be safe and hold it. They can spend their money and it gets paid. They can send, they can receive. They could care less how it happens. The reason I believe XRP, obvious, it's the transactions such as SWIFT, what people in the industry are familiar with, but they relabeled it and rebranded and renamed ODL, or on-demand liquidity. Because if you go into the story of how XRP works, you send your money in, it transfers to whatever you need it to receive. You're probably going to lose people, bore them. They could care less. They just want to send it and spend it. So if you tell someone you can send it in seconds with on-demand liquidity, they're like, you know what? I like that. Let's do it. So let's finish off this this video tonight with Ripple executive reveals $500 million strategy to bring XRP and crypto into the mainstream. And sorry, I haven't done this before, but I'm trying to now take notice in case some of you are looking on your phone and want to read along or follow along or see the pictures or whatever's happening. I'm going to enlarge the screen for those of you who are watching. I'll try to do that from now on so that you can see it better with your smaller screens. The leader of Ripple's fundraising and development arm, Spring, is revealing a new look at how the payments startup is trying to trigger mass adoption of the digital asset XRP. In a new interview with Abra, Ethan Beard says the company is implementing two strategies, one to reel in financial institutions and another to bring XRP to any person or company interested in utilizing digital assets. I think one way to think about what we're building is we have almost a top-down strategy that is working directly with financial institutions, providing them enterprise software that's already customized for their world and lets them tap into the power of XRP. Then we have kind of a bottoms-up strategy where we're looking just at starting with XRP and other cryptocurrency and then focusing on developers and letting them integrate XRP and integrate cryptocurrency into their applications. It seems to me that at some point they meet. How and where they meet is kind of unclear. It's not crazy to think that the vast majority of money should be in some way moving over cryptocurrency somewhere in the payment stack, and where that meets will be interesting to see. So far, Ripple Spring has committed more than $500 million to a wide range of companies building on blockchain technology. Ripple owns more than half of the total supply of XRP and regularly sells portions of its holdings to fund its core business and its investments. According to Beard, Spring is just getting started. We spent the first year really just trying to get a lay of the land, trying to understand how we can work well with these companies, what's going on out there. And so some of our investing was very specifically in companies that are directly using XRP. Some of it was also just investing in amazing teams that are working in interesting areas that we find fascinating and teams that we want to be able to work with in the future. If you're still here through all of this, thank you for sticking it out. We obviously are our longest video yet, and we shortened it probably by 2/3. I had so much information I had to limit it to this so we could get through this, and hopefully you learned some new information tonight. You learned how powerful XRP is. If you were feeling disappointed, down, and ready to give up, quit, get out, maybe re-listen to this again, share this, play it again, play it, where you're not paying attention, and just listen. It is a very powerful thing, this XRP. Consider yourself very lucky. Where this is going, where it is actually, is huge, but where it's going is almost mind-blowing. And the opportunity is once in a lifetime. I'm just trying to say, have courage, have strength. Don't overinvest. If you are in a comfortable spot, leave it and forget about it. Go do something fun, clear your head, get out of it. Again, as we say here, it is not financial advice. We're not investment advisors. This is for entertainment purposes only. And we know as investors, you're looking for information, and I hope I encouraged you tonight and gave you a lot of information that you were unaware of, and the connections and the partnerships that are there. Remember, there is so much more to come, and many of this cannot be discussed through NDAs. Once those contracts expire, I'm sure you will hear about this greatly all over the world, and I know that once the the flip is switched, this is going to take off like a rocket, literally, to the moon and beyond. I hope you're having a great night, and until the next one.